If you're still paying per lead, you're getting ripped off, period. You're either overpaying for garbage leads or worse, you're relying on someone else to control your pipeline. And that's a game you will never win. The truth is that the guys making the real money in real estate are not buying leads. They're actually buying systems. They're building systems that generate leads on demand. Whether that's from Google, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, they're doing that for a fraction of the cost. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to slash your cost per lead in half and keep more profit, how to run Google and Facebook ads profitably that actually convert, and how to qualify leads before they even hit your mailbox. So you only talk with serious, motivated sellers. And if you want to take control of your business, stop overpaying for leads and start scaling the right way. Pay attention and let's dive into this. Start by using native Facebook lead forms with conditional logic. Create lead forms that qualify leads based on their motivation and their needs. So you gotta ask pain point focused questions, such as like, what's the condition of the property? How soon are you looking to sell? What's your asking price? But most importantly, what is it that got you selling the house? What happens if you don't sell the house? If a lead selects an unqualified option, like for example, they're not ready to sell, you gotta disqualify them automatically and send them to another thank you page, or just ultimately send them to a setter to see what's going on. The second thing is a pain-based lead form journey. So lead forms should guide prospects through a problem-solving journey. So if you start with their pain, like why are you selling, you ultimately would have to offer hope instead. So we can help you sell quickly, no repairs needed. Lead forms should guide prospects through a problem-solving journey. So for example, start with the pain, like why are you selling? And then offer some hope. We can help you sell quickly, no repairs needed. And the last thing is that there's some advantages of using native lead forms over landing pages, like for example, faster load times, which ultimately help you with more submissions. You just got to make sure that you are validating the phone number so that they're not giving you an old or fake phone number, and build in trust factor with obviously Facebook platform, ultimately helping you lower your cost per lead compared to sending traffic to external landing pages. Now, because this video is about helping you reduce your cost per lead, I also want to give you a warning. Not just because we're lowering our cost per lead and means that we're going to get a better cost per contract or cost per deal, which is what you should be aiming for. Actually, I talk about this in a lot of my other videos where we should be aiming for cost per deal and cost per contract. But obviously, if you want to increase the amount of volume with the same amount of leads that you're actually getting from pay per lead, this is the right video for you. The next thing is that we're going to turn leads into outbound calls with track numbers. So, for example, we use a track number inside of your CRM. If you go to Go High Level, it's easy to set up a Twilio number or a lead connector number. And tools like Twilio integrated with CRMs like Go High Level will allow you to do that. Then you got to assign a unique and trackable phone number to your campaigns so that every single time that someone gives you a call or a callback, then you know that comes from that campaign. And automatically record calls and attribute them to specific ads. And one really quick tip that you can do right now is like you can transcribe every single one of these calls, and the transcription, you not only can create different workflows for coaching your closers, your setters from the transcription themselves, but you can actually start evaluating and scoring every single lead with real data, not just what they answer, because a lot of times homeowners, they answer something that is not the reality of their situation. It's just what happens when they're actually scrolling on platforms like Google and Facebook, and that's what they are actually filling out the form, right? Second thing, make sure that you respond faster with bots and inside sales agents. So what are these bots? These are normally AI setters or AI agents that help you just have a quick speed to lead. And they come in two different forms, text messaging and SMS, right? Or also voice. And you want to set up something like objection proof AI or smartphone that allows you to follow up quickly. And Go High Level has something natively, but it's not the best. I suggest that you actually get something that has been worked on better. ISAs, which are inside sales agents, which ultimately will be an inbound call center or an appointment center that would be calling these people. And obviously it will be helping your AI agent and chatbot. So ultimately having a reply bot text back immediately like, hey, like I just got your information online. Thanks for reaching out. We're reviewing your property right now. What is it that got you selling? Just curious. That's a good question that you can ask. For example, if a lead calls and you can't pick up the phone, ensure that an inbound sales agent or this AI agent is ready to follow up within minutes. And the more that you follow up faster, you increase the chances of actually convert that lead because the pickup rates go higher. So studies say that it takes about 5 minutes to fully lose a lead by 300%, which means that if you take more than 5 minutes, then ultimately the chances of you getting the lead on the phone are dramatically going down, which means that exponentially is going to go down the probability of you closing that deal, right? Because you never got them on the phone. So do it under 5 minutes, hopefully under 2 minutes. The next would be pre-sale sellers on the thank you page. This is what a lot of people actually miss out, right? So all you gotta do is you add a pre-selling video to your thank you page and you make your thank you page kind of like a credibility package, a credibility landing page with overloading a lot of testimonials and credibility. So in the video, you gotta address these 6 key questions. How is this different from everything else that I've seen? Talk about your unique mechanism. So for example, we have the home buying method, right? Or the cash offer home buying method, the full price cash offer home buying method. You want to call it however you want to, right? The second thing is what's in it for me. So talk about obviously the benefits and the potential ideal outcome, the ideal outcome that you're able to get for them. People want to see the desired outcome of what you can actually do for them and ultimately help them solve a specific pain. So talk about that. The third thing would be, how do I know that this is real? So this is where you talk about your social proof, your testimonials. You talk about specific examples. You help Mary move out of state and you even help them with the moving expenses. Or you help John buy a car to move out of state or to get back to their family. Or someone that was going through a divorce, you did something for them. You know the drill. This is exactly what you got to talk about in this part. Why should I trust you is the next thing. So this part of the video is where you talk about your authority and your experience. So here is where you portray exactly what you can do and what is that you're able to do for people. Not only that, but you should be able to talk about like what is it that your company has done over the last few years and so on. The next part, which is part 5, is how does it work? So talk about the step-by-step process that essentially removes any logical objections that people would have by just telling them exactly how everything works with your company, whether it's a cash offer, innovation deal, you name it. And then the last thing, the 6th thing, is what do I have to lose? This is where you add a risk reversal or a guarantee, or you add some sort of something that would make the other person feel like, okay, if they don't take action on this, it's just stupid for me not to do it, right? So if you read the book $100 Million Offers by Alex Ramosi, this is where you make your offer much better. Now, the next thing is you got to have a pre-sale script for your setters and make sure that you have personalized messaging for your homeowners. So whenever they come in, you already are pre-selling them on the entire process, right? So as an example, a script is like, hey, yeah, I mean, look, we specialize in helping homeowners just like you sell fast assets with no stress. Our process is super simple. We make you a cash offer, very fair, close quickly, and you don't pay any fees. And don't take our word for it. Check out this testimonial below. Like, for example, Mary. Here's the link, right? And you send something personalized. So you can always talk about like their foreclosure issue or their inherited house issue, their divorce issue. And with Go High Level, you can create different workflows that go directly based on the pain point because you're asking that question in the lead form, right? What's our next thing? Is you got to be able to qualify leads with landing page videos. So this is what I talk about, the credibility package essentially. So create a landing page video that answers key objections. Like, for example, who we help. We work with homeowners facing foreclosure, divorce, and those who just need to sell fast. What we do, we buy houses in any condition for cash. And why we're the best with over 100 successful deals, we've built a reputation for trust and transparency, and over 100 homeowners have trusted us and they're happy that they moved on in their next stage of their life. How it works? So you get a cash offer in 24 hours, close in 7 days. And then we also use our home buying method in order to get you more for your property. And then talk about the FAQs. So at the bottom of the page, there is FAQs that you should be able to talk to them in little bites of video. And I'll drop here. This is exactly how our FAQ landing page, well, our landing page works in the thank you page that essentially pre-sells the goals to pre-sell every single seller before they ever talk to you. What's the next one is advanced tracking and automation for smarter ads. So for example, if we go to Zapier and we create workflows or make, you got to make sure that you send back data to Facebook and Google Ads pixels. So you want to do is you connect your CRM, whether it's RA Simply or Go High Level, and you create a feedback loop. So you use Zapier Make to update conversion events, offline conversion events for every single event, like appointment booked. So either qualified appointments or marketing qualified leads, which are essentially net leads or the better leads, offers made, right? So that's SQLs, and contracts signed or deals closed. You should have this in your pipeline, which would allow you to send back that information to Facebook or Google, right? This ensures that Facebook and Google optimize for high quality leads, not just form fills, and this makes the results much better over time. Trust me, we do this every single day with all our clients, over 100 clients across the board in the agency and GetSellers.io, and that's because we are results first and we know exactly what it requires. We also run our own ads, right? The second thing would be leveraging CRM insights for retargeting. So retarget leads who, for example, opened followed up emails but didn't respond. So you're going to retarget them with, Facebook ads lead, Instagram ads, Google display ads, and YouTube ads, right? Engage the people that are engaged with chatbots but didn't book, for example, or people that got an offer but didn't close. And you should be retargeting and nurturing these people over time. Now, the next thing is go wider with targeting without wasting budget. This allows you to expand on targeted counties for cheaper cost per lead because Facebook and Google love to go broader. They just love more territory. Ask me why. It was because broader goes, basically Google is going to think you're going to spend a lot more money and it has a lot more population and territory to actually spend. Okay. So if you target multiple counties, even if you're focusing on one region, this is a lot better. So you can add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 counties, 10 plus counties. And people like RJ Bates talk about this all the time about not necessarily going nationwide, but, targeting multiple areas. The second thing would be filtering out irrelevant leads. So mention clearly your criteria in your ad copy. So for example, we buy houses in a specific county only. If you're looking to sell fast, must be ready to move in 30 days or less, or we can help you. Or we don't buy any properties that are listed. And then you can also use them. You can also put that criteria in your form filter and the conditional logic would move them out. Third thing would be optimize ad copy and headlines. So for example, sell your house as is for cash, no repairs, no fees, but you want to ultimately add more value. So let's say we'll buy your house in a specific county, get an offer today, and qualify for a for sure $5,000 guaranteed bonus for moving expenses. That's just one way to actually allow you to be different and be better than the competition. The last thing would be a bonus ninja tactics to reduce your cost per lead. Lookalike audiences from like real quality leads. You upload that data of successful deals to create a lookalike audience that mirrors your best sellers. And the more data you have, the better, right? You've been running campaigns for a while and you have a lot of data of closed contracts, closed deals. That's a better seller. Even appointments are better data than just a lead. So focus on high intent keywords on Google Ads, for example, sell my house cash in, city. And focus on exact match and phrase match. Then use negative keywords to filter unqualified clicks and make sure the agency is actually doing this work daily. Then the last thing will be testing multiple ad creatives. So use videos, images, and carousels to find what resonates with most of your audience. And make sure that there is about 80% of iterations from the winning ads, from the static or video creatives, and 20% of new. So every month, every week, you should be having iterations, 80% of what's winning, 20% new. And a good static creative will always beat an average video, but a great video will always beat a good static creative. So if you do videos, you do a lot better videos than anybody else, you will have better cost per leads. Now, the last thing is that You got to stop relying on overpriced, low quality leads. Take control of your lead generation by essentially, instead of just going to pay per lead companies and get low quality leads where you have to pay X amount and you are spending 30 leads to get one deal. Just go to companies that can help you create your own campaign or give you exclusive leads generated by actual inbound data. With these strategies, you'll generate your own high quality motivated seller leads for less while keeping full control of your marketing. We've done this for over 6 years and we've helped over 700 real estate investors now and helped them make over $50 million. So if you're interested, definitely click on the description below and see if it's going to be a good fit. Now, obviously, if you like this video and you thought it was valuable, definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel and help me with a thumbs up, as it helps the algorithm to help more people. I'll see you in the next video. And again, this is Esteban Andrade, and I hope that you like this.